Hello. Today we are going to be talking about pipeline management for Tier 2 advanced coaching in the contacting 1 and contacting 2 stages of the pipeline. For Tier 2 advanced coaching, we are going to be talking about pipeline management for when new candidates come into a job position. So you would open your job under jobs, and here we have a sample job. And you would want to, every day, you're going to want to check the pipeline for the job positions for new candidates. So you would page down under the job and you would check and look at all of the new candidates that there are for that position. Once a day, you would want to come in and you would want to select the new candidates and review their resume if they have one loaded. So for this instance, we're going to look at candidate I, and I'm going to open it candidate I as they show they are a new candidate that just has applied. So what you'd want to do is you'd want to come in and you would want to look at their resume under the profile tab, and you would want to decide if they would be someone that you would want to have a screening call with. If they would be someone that you would be interested in having a call with, then you would want to move them to contacting 1 of 2, which is then going to send them an email. As you can see here, when the blue box has a check mark in it, that means that's default and an email will automatically be sent. And this email will let the candidate know that you would like to schedule a call with them, and the email will contain the link to schedule that call. Once you hit confirm status change, the email will be sent to the candidate. After you have looked at that candidate, you would want to come back to the list. And again, you would want to look at the next new candidate. So we're going to look at candidate H here as a new candidate. And we're going to review their resume and look at their information. And if you feel that they would be a right fit for the position and you would like to speak with them, then you would send the advance contacting 1 of 2. If you read their information and you feel like they would not be a good fit and you would not be interested in bringing them in or having a screening call with them, you would want to then move down to the hired, not hired disposition. So we're going to keep, actually, we would hit reject, which immediately pops up those not hired dispositions for you. And at this point, you could choose not hired, considered for other job, meaning they may not fit qualifications for this position, but you may have another position for them in the future or another one that might be open. You could put them here. Or if they are a candidate who has been through before and you know you would not want to bring them in again, you would select the not hired, not qualified, any job. For this example, we're going to choose not hired, considered for other job. Again, we've looked at 2 new candidates that have come in. And so we see that we have a couple more new candidates that have come in. Again, you would want to just check through this list at least once a day, review the candidates in the new stage, and move them either to contacting 1 of 2 or select the reject red box and choose a not hired disposition for that candidate. After you have reviewed your new candidates on a daily basis, every couple of days, 2 to 3 days, you're going to want to look at your candidates who are in contacting 1 of 2 and contacting 2 of 2 and move them to the next stage, or email them again that you would like to reach out to them. And for this process, we always start out in the contacting 2 of 2 status first. So for this example, we're going to select candidate F, who is in contacting 2 of 2. So I'm going to open that candidate, and to check for how many times they have been contacted, you need to select emails. We always want to try to reach out to them at least 3 to 4 times. If they have not been reached out to 3 or 4 times, you would then want to select a new email, and you could come here to choose template, and you would want to go into the folder for that position. And for this position, we would choose training job, and then we would select the new contacting email, which is again going to send them that link to schedule a screening. And we're going to hit send, and that will send that email for them to, you would like to have them schedule a screening. And come back to the list, and we're going to see another candidate in our contacting 2 of 2. Again, you would come out here, open their profile. We would select emails. And again, if they have been contacted more than 4 times, we would send an email. And for this case, we're going to assume that they have been contacted more than 4 times. So we would send a contacting email. And if they have been contacted more than 4 times, then you would want to then move them to unresponsive, which then just cleans up the pipeline. If they would happen to schedule a screening, then you can go ahead and then move them back into the pipeline by changing them to screening scheduled if they would happen to come back in. After you have looked at your contacting 2 of 2s and either sent them another contacting 2 of 2 email or sent them a contacting 2 of 2 email and then change them to unresponsive, the next step you're going to want to do in every 2 to 3 days is look at that contacting 1 of 2. We're going to do the same things that we did in contacting 2 of 2, but here you're actually going to move them to the next pipeline, which would be contacting 2 of 2. So here we have candidate I, who is showing contacting 1 of 2. The next thing you would want to do is you would see that the date that they applied, and you would know that I need to move them to contacting 2 of 2. So we're going to then put them in to contacting 2 of 2, which again is going to send them an email to let them know to schedule a screening. We'll go back here and we'll see the other candidates that we have in contacting 2 of 2. And you can see that this candidate has been in contacting 1 of 2 for a while. If you look at their email, you can see by the current date to the date that the email was sent that they have been here for a little bit. So we want to move them to contacting 2 of 2. Again, email will be sent to schedule a screening. So at this point, we have cleaned up our pipeline. So right now, we don't have any contacting 1 of 2s. So we know that we have candidates further along in that contacting stage. But again, you will check those new candidates, and then new candidates will then get moved to 1 of 2 if you have not already done so. Again, email will be sent. And we have moved that candidate G to contacting 1 of 2, and we still have 2 news. Again, you would want to move those to contacting 1 of 2. Thank you and have a great day.